From laboratory to laptops, from working on tablets like these to discovering tablets like these, science has come a full circle. Hello, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the session. I hope you all can hear me and see me too. Welcome to the session where we are going to talk about from lab to the laptop and from laptop back to lab, how computers are helping us do the research. This is a special session where we are going to explore career options with coding for biologists. Now, you can call this as a prequel to our actual sessions, which will start from 4th of July, but more about that a little later. Today, I am joined by two of my experts, and we are going to brainstorm on how coding is going to help you in your career. So before we get to that, I would like to say a big hi to everybody on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, our very own YouTube. And if you guys can quickly comment, if you guys can see me, hear me, so that we can get started. So quickly in the chat box, everybody, please type down. Now, so back in 2018, when we were talking to some scientists, we realized that bioinformatics is becoming an integrated part of research. And then we realized that it's not just bioinformatics, there's much more. There is a whole world behind bioinformatics which needs to be exposed to all of you so that you can learn from it and you can utilize in your career. So quickly, everybody, please confirm in chat if you guys can hear me and see me. Now, what happened back in 2018, we called this initiative as Coding for Biologists. Now, Coding for Biologists is a program, it's a unique program by Biotechnica, where we have taken this initiative to help biologists code. Now, as you know, computers are binary in nature, while biologists work or research on 4 base pairs, right? A, T, G, C, right? Adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, right? So A, T, G, C and the binary numbers 0 and 1, they're very much similar. Just that the computers, which can today, of course, work a lot more faster than what it was in 2018, today we are capable of doing amazing things. In fact, right now you're holding a computer in your hand while I am broadcasting this with the help of a computer, right? So today we will try to learn what a computer can do to your life if you learn coding, and that too being a biologist, right? So without wasting much of your time, and of course my time, I would like to welcome our panelists for today, and that is Mr. Prodyot Banerjee and Dr. Nilofer. They are a part of the Coding for Biologists team at Biotechnica. I would be adding them to our screen now. Hello, Dr. Nilofer, and hello, Prodyot. How are you?
Hello, sir.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Good evening. How are you guys?
Good, sir. Thanks for asking.
All right. So today, as we have come together, we are going to discuss about the benefits of coding for biologists. Okay. Now, coding for biologists as such is a great initiative of which Biotechnica has taken. But let us make all our students understand how coding can help. So let's get started with the first part of this session, where we will talk about the languages which, as a biologist, they should learn. So over to you guys. Who would like to take this up first?
Yes, Dr. Nilofer, you may proceed. After that, I will follow.
Sure.
Yes.
So welcome all of you guys. I hope that you all are really excited to know about how the coding can integrate with respect to the biological data. And whenever we used to talk about the biological data, which can be used and apply with the computational approaches, definitely bioinformatics will come ahead, right? So as you all know that bioinformatics is playing very significant role with every era where we are dealing with respect to the analysis, interpretations, and also getting a beautiful visualizations about the biological as well as the molecular data sets. So here we are going to see that how coding can be implemented with respect to the biological data to come up with respect to the great findings and integrating with respect to the molecular data sets. So basically, I'm going to discuss about the Python, right? So how Python can be used for the coding for the biological data and used for the analysis of the their applications. So basically, Python is one of the versatile and the one of the high dimensional powerful language. So basically, this language will give you a very simplicity and readability of extensive libraries which are available in the third party packages. So using this particular library, you can perform the different analysis. It's nothing but you can work with respect to the biological data, and then you can easily learn those kind of programming language, because Python is considered as the one of the very simple and easy to adapt language, because every non-programmer can even adapt, or else the biologist students can adapt this kind of language and use for their research based application. Whereas the second most important feature of Python is that it's a versatile because it can be used for the different kind of high dimensional or else the high throughput data analysis. And then with respect to that, you can use for creating your web applications. You can use for the data science point of view for analyzing your data sets, maybe for the big data or else the molecular data sets, right? And then you can even integrate the artificial intelligence over here. So that is one of the versatile application of using Python. So if you're planning to use Python, so you can even integrate the AI with respect to the biological data. Whereas
Yeah.
you can even move ahead with respect to the next feature, which is called as a large community supports, because you can adapt this kind of large libraries with respect to integrated applications point of view. So you can use with respect to the multiple operating system, maybe the Windows, Mac, Linux, cloud computing, AWS cloud computing, GPU server, and much more. So ultimately, these are the overview about the Python. I hope that all of you have understand, right? So to more, I think with the coding, Pradyot can explain you with respect to the R language. Over to you, Pradyot.
Yeah,
Right.
thank you. Great explanation.
Thank
So
you.
I will add up to it, and in terms of R language. So R is so another language that is most widely used in biological settings is your R language, apart from Python. Why? Because R and Python both are very easily understandable language. Apart from that, the why we emphasis on R, basically, R has a salient feature of having like it can do statistical data analysis better. Okay, so that is the important feature that R holds, basically. And obviously other features, like it is open source. Okay, so it is free to use. Apart from that, it is platform independent. You can use it over different platforms like Unix, Linux, Windows, Mac, everywhere you can use. And the most valuable asset are represent is your data visualization, basically. Okay, so nowadays we don't use to represent our, like initially we used to represent our data using like paint and then excel, and likewise nowadays we have libraries in Python and R. Okay, so but in particular ggplot in R and matplotlib in Python, what we use for data visualization in a better way, and it is also easily understandable. Further, you can utilize those data visualization and representation in your paper publication, which will be very fruitful for the research scientists and people in the research field as well. Okay, so yeah.
Right. Right. So you got a brief introduction about the R language and Python language. Now let me explain this to you in layman's language, because our experts are obviously explaining you on the basis of bioinformatics. But what if someone who is just getting started with coding? Let me explain that in very simple language. So have you all gone to a laboratory? Of course, yes. You must have worked on some kind of experiment? Of course, yes. And then when you work on experiment, you generate what? Readings, right? So it's generally 3 readings or 5 readings. Of course, that kind of reading can be analyzed through normal naked eyes. But when it comes to such an experiment where you are generating vast amount of data, so you cannot utilize normal graphical tools or normal graphs to plot that and find a result. Now, it is a very simple explanation. Now, when you generate such kind of data, which is in not in gigabytes also, which is in petabytes, you need specialized softwares. And many a times, those specialized softwares are also not suitable for you. So you may have to code your own software. And that is where coding comes into picture. And now coming to Python. Python is easier than any language available today. Now, why is it so? Because it is English. Because you already know English. So if you know English, you can learn Python. It's like Python is a pattern of writing English, which is understandable by computers, and you can get computers do whatever you want. So that's where Python comes into picture. But R is a special language which helps you develop softwares for artificial intelligence and machine learning, which is very interesting. It's not that Python cannot be used. Yes, Python can also be used, but R is also one of the important languages. So as a biologist, you need to learn both if you want to create custom softwares for the biotech industry. Now, you already know softwares, software people have made so much money. If you become a software engineer, rather I should say a bio coder, that's the word I use generally, you can get employed in majority of the biotech, pharma, and bio IT companies. Now, what are those bio IT companies? I'll explain. You must have heard of some IT companies, like, can you tell me in the chat box? Infosys, Wipro, Accenture, right? You must have heard of these IT companies. Now, how these IT companies operate? They will take projects from the US and Europe, and they will do it here in India, and then they will deliver it back to them, correct? But you should know that the biotech industry globally is more than 1,000 crores, right? So if we have not 1,000 crores, I should say $1,000 billion. So if we have to create biotech softwares for this industry, who will create that? See, the IT people don't have understanding of biotech, right? But a biotech person has already got the knowledge base of biotech, life science, biological research. All you have to do is learn coding and build softwares for the biotech industry. And that is where you come into picture, right? Now, I can see some questions coming in the chat box. So let me assure each person out there that we are going to pick up almost every question if time permits. But for now, we have an agenda, and which is to tell you in detail about Python, R, and the importance. So now we will move on to the importance of Python and BioPython in biological data analysis. And I would like to pass on the baton now to our experts who would explain this in details. Over to you, Nilofer and Prodyot.
Yes, sir. Thank you. So I will just go again with Python. So as Sir has explained that the Python is including with the BioPython as a package, right? So whenever you're dealing with respect to the biological data analysis, so one of the important package will help you is nothing but the BioPython. The name itself tell you that the specific packages are designed to analyze your biological data. So it's nothing but the BioPython. So the importance of using Python and BioPython packages are in such a way that you can just move to input your data set irrespective towards what kind of data you're using. For example, if you're using any kind of genomics data, so I hope that you all of you know that for the genomics data sets, there are very specific data formats are available. Okay, so how this particular data sets can be processed and using the particular and one of the environments such as Python, it's one of the important applications where you can deal with that. Apart from that, you can even work with respect to the proteomics data sets, where a large number of the quantitative as well as the qualitative data has been available from the experimental techniques. So yes, guys, you can proceed ahead and use Python and BioPython packages to pre-process your data and then move to find out their basic analysis and what is the correlation between the data sets. So this kind of analysis you can achieve by using Python and BioPython packages, right? And then if you're really eager to understand the different kind of visualization, very specific visualizations are available with respect to the biological big data. Okay, so remember guys, why I'm just explaining about the biological big data, because as we all know that in this current era, we are all using high throughput techniques and the tools. And if you're dealing with the biological data sets, so definitely those kind of big data can be processed with respect to the Python packages. Okay, so
Right.
you can even create the high dimensional images which can be used for the publication quality point of view. Okay, you can directly use those kind of images for publishing your research, novel research outputs. So we have certain packages, for example the matplotlib, right? Then we have the plotly, where you can create interactive plots. And if you're thinking that this kind of interactive plots can be used for the web applications, as sir has mentioned, that you can create a biotech based web apps or else the databases where the researchers of the biologists can be process their data and then come up with respect to the correlation analysis and also the finding of their novelty within the data sets which are hidden with respect to the big data. Okay, so that is the next thing what you can achieve with the visualizations point of view. Whereas if you want to move with respect to integrating with some specific kind of the uh, techniques such as machine learning, deep learning, or else artificial intelligence, where you can even build a models in the form of classification models or else the regression models. So yes, guys, you can even integrate Python with respect to AI based approach. Okay, and then you can even work with respect to the quantitative data sets in the form of predictions as well as the visualizations point of view. I hope that you all of you get an idea about how the importance of the Pythons can be used with respect to the biological data sets, right? So the more about R, I think Pradyot is going to discuss about that. Over to you, Pradyot.
Yeah. Thank you. So I will explain a bit about R and the libraries pertaining to R. Okay. So the most widely used library in R is ggplot. And now ggplot2 has come. Using that, you can like have lucrative data visualization. It is basically a data visualization tool where you can like represent your data in a very smart manner. Okay. Further, you have libraries like dplyr, which you can utilize for doing data analysis in R. Okay. Then there are other libraries like carrot and like plotly. Okay. Those can be utilized further. Okay. Coming on to some of the biological applications of Python, where Python can be utilized to solve biological problems. So that can pertain to like multi-omics level it can go to. Okay, so we can analyze multi-omics level data using Python. Let's take the example of genomics. In genomics we can do like gene annotation, differential gene expression analysis, then novel genetic mutation we can analyze. After that we can also do sequence alignment. Okay, that is up to like using your genetic data. Further, coming on to the transcriptomic data, we can do RNA-seq analysis likewise. Okay. Further, moving on to proteomic data, when we have proteomic data, we can do protein structural analysis. Okay, using tools. Although we can utilize AIML tools, but we can also use Python because AIML is achieved using Python, obviously. Okay, so we can further move on to the following the pipeline of computer-aided drug designing, then protein folding recognition, mutant analysis. Okay, and likewise. Further, in metabolomics level, we can do metabolomic data analysis and likewise. Okay, so there is a whole lot of and a vast application of R and Python that is possible. We will demonstrate some of it to you as well. Okay.
Right, right. So, yeah, thank you so much, Pradyot, for that insightful talk now on this matter. So now let us understand what more we can do with our coding for biologists. Now, so far, I'm sure you have got a fair amount of idea about Python, BioPython, and R languages. Now let's look at what are some of the real life examples of this, and of course we let us understand what kind of data visualization libraries are there, analysis libraries are there. So I would like to invite Dr. Nilofer and then Mr. Pradyot also to share some data visualization and maybe some real life examples of data mining and clustering using AI ML algorithm. So over to you, Dr. Nilofer.
Sure. Thank you. So I will just share the screen.
Sure. So, students, while she is sharing the screen, let me tell you, you're about to witness something amazing. She's going to show you in reality how exactly these things work, right? So, a live demonstration of how you can utilize coding, R, Python, and all these languages to do something realistic. Okay, so I would like to add her screen now to the, yeah, I think it's available. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I hope that all of you get an overview regarding the coding can be used for the biological data, right? So as now we are going to a little bit highlight about how exactly we are going to achieve those goals. It's nothing but data pre-processing, data analysis, and also getting a beautiful visualization on your screen. And if possible, you can even move with respect to some ML, that is machine learning models, right? So here, as you all can see that today we are going to just highlight a quick example about breast cancer data analysis. And as you all can see that it's mentioned like exploratory data analysis. So as we have all discussed that in the couple of minutes back, that Python will help you to make a very beautiful visualizations about your biological data sets. So this is nothing but environment. Okay, so we are going to see that once we all of you will probably register for this internship program, so we are going to guide you that step by step how this editor or the environment you can use for writing your Python script basically. So this particular Python script is called as a Jupyter notebook. Okay, so basically it is in the form of notebook file format. So as we all know that we have the book and we used to write with our pen, right? So in the same manner we are going to see that how Python can be used by writing the script for analysis of the biological data in the form of Jupyter notebook as an extension. Okay, once you just download the Jupyter notebook and launch the Jupyter notebook on your system, then you will get this kind of interface. Okay, and then you have to start adding your cell is nothing but where you can just write your commands and the script with respect to the Python. So as you all
Right.
can see that this example is highlighting with respect to the breast cancer clinical data. Okay, so how
Right.
using the breast cancer clinical data you can start the steps called as a data cleaning, data visualizations, and PCA, which is called as a principal component analysis, basically. So whenever you
Right.
are dealing with the major data sets, which has some correlation, so it's a good way to just move with PCA analysis, where you will get what is the correlation between the maximum features of your data. Okay, guys? And then you can even move for data modeling. Okay, anyhow that is an advanced level of analysis, but remember till this you can achieve your goals with respect to the Python programming. So if you're planning to integrate AI over there, then you can even come up with respect to integrating the machine learning models, right? So for
Right.
that you have to do very important steps called as the importing the libraries or as installation of the library. For example, if you're dealing with any numerical data, so Python has to know that what exactly you're doing with the data sets. Okay, so there are very basic libraries are available, guys, called as a pandas. So it will help you to frame your data in the form of proper tabular format, such as the rows and columns, where you can easily visualize your data in better manner. Okay, then we have a
Right.
NumPy library will help you to work with the numerical data sets. Okay, where you can analyze your numerical data accordingly. Then we have a matplotlib library, as we have discussed earlier. It will help you to visualize your data. And in the similar way, we have a Seaborn. Okay, so this kind of fantastic libraries are available in Python, where you can start moving ahead to process your data and then get a beautiful visualization. Here, guys, over there. Okay, so now we have a data sets. So basically, this data set is dealing with respect to the clinical information. It's nothing but here you can see that once you just load your data in the form of CSV, Excel sheet, text file, irrespective towards your file format. Okay, so Python will take care about how you can move with respect to importing the data sets. But the one thing you have to do, guys, is that you have to mention that which file you're trying to import, such as CSV, okay, text accordingly. So here it's mentioned like read underscore CSV. And then you have to proceed with respect to the data cleaning. It's nothing but you can get to know over here that what exactly the data is about, which contain the ID, diagnosis, radius mean, texture mean, parameter. Okay, so this are the all important properties which is required for the clinical level of analysis. Clear? All of you over there, right? So this is about the data, which is about clinical informations which is get provided, which contain around 33 different columns. So every columns are giving you some information about do that specific patient is belonging to the malignant kind of tumor or else it is in the beginning one. Okay, so that exactly the data sets is about. Got it, all of you? So then here exactly what you will get is that you can get to know what exactly my data is about. It's nothing but which contain the MNB is nothing but malignant and also the beginning kind of tumor information. Okay, so then you can just move for data visualization. Okay, see, the data visualization step is really important, guys, because here you will get to know that if your data is providing maximum columns are nothing but the features which are responsible to say that the patient is belonging to B or M, right? So on the single criteria you cannot say that the patient is belong to the malignant or the beginning kind of tumor. So for that the different features are even responsible. So for better understanding about our data sets, the best way is to go with data visualization. So here we are going to see that using the correlation, okay, to find out what is the correlation between the data set, a very simple step you can write a command correlation equals to data.corr. It's nothing but the correlation. Okay. So it will give you a correlation between the data sets by come up with respect to the plotting certain very specific kind of visualization, such as heat map. Okay. So PLT is nothing but the matplotlib and then figure with respect to the SNS heat map. So if you just run this, guys, you can see that this kind of beautiful and very accurate heat map with respect to the biological context you will get on your screen itself. Okay. So remember, guys, if you're using this kind of visualization, so ultimately you can directly use for your project or as the publication quality results point of view. Okay, and that is one of the great importance of using Python over here. Okay, so
Right.
whatever you're looking on your data, so you are able to get the visualizations directly on your screen by running very simple command on your screen. Okay, so then afterwards one more plot I just want to show you is that is the a quick way of count plot. Okay, where you can see that with respect to the diagnosis as a target column you will get a virtual representation about how many patients are belong to M and B. Okay, a quick way to just have a look on our data sets. Then we have one more kind of visualization which is available and it is widely being used, remember guys, that is called as a box plot. So whenever you are dealing with respect to the biological data, and if you have explored certain research papers, so definitely you have seen that many of the researchers are trying to showcase the box plot. So here, using Python, you can create such kind of very great interactive and box plots, such as with respect to the features. It's nothing but here you can fetch the specific features of your interest, like a radius worst, texture worst, and the perimeter. So according to that, you can interpret that how many of the patients with respect to M and B are showing this kind of information with respect to the columns. Got it? So that is a quick interpretation. Whereas you
Right.
can even explore, yeah, so you can even explore like all the features at a time. See guys, this you can do. You can take all the features what you required on your screen and just showcase accordingly. So just one thing you have to do is that you have to mention the correct column names which is there in your data set. Okay, once you just mention, just write a very simple one line of command, that is sns.pair plot. So it will make a pair plots based on your columns what you have provided, and diagnosis as a one of the target column, and the way of the representation is a rocket. Okay, and then you will get this is one of the very beautiful visualization on your screen, where you're getting two different classes directly on your screen with respect to the target of the diagnosis as a column and the multiple features which you have given on your data sets. Okay, do you think guys this is great, right? So these are the
Yes.
things we can achieve. Okay, so
Right.
now, yes. So now you can even create like this kind of stair plots where you will get some data sets. So basically this circles, the small circles are nothing but your data sets. Okay, what you're looking with your uh, target column, that is a diagnosis. Then if you're planning guys to just integrate AI and ML, then you can even take help of creating the machine learning models in the form of random forest. Okay, then we have the a different class of models with respect to the supervised, unsupervised. So definitely that is the next step of analysis. But as a quick to just show you that what is a long-term application of using coding. So this is what I just want to explain you, that you can even integrate machine learning over here by just again installing the specific packages such as the scikit-learn, TensorFlow. Okay, so these are the specific packages designed with Python-based machine learning model analysis for your biological data. And in that we have to split the data in the form of training and testing. Okay, what you all can see here, that the 30% of data is given for testing and rest 70% of data is given for training. And then calling the different models you can create. I just want to show you only the outputs for the models guys, because that is a separate advanced level of analysis. But for a long term application, I just want to show you that this kind of accuracy, like random forest is given around 90% of accurate model, and SVM, that is a support vector machine, is given you 91% of accuracy. So this kind of long-term applications you can work with respect to the Python programming, starting from importing your data, cleaning your data sets, pre-processing your data, and then getting a very good visualizations on your screen to understand better your data sets with respect to every features which is there in your data. And then if
Right.
you're planning to integrate AI, then that is what you can even achieve, right? So I hope that
Correct.
you all have an idea, right? So
Right. Right.
yeah.
Absolutely. And that was really insightful, and we thoroughly enjoyed your explanation. And it's really
Thank you.
amazing to see that, breast cancer data can be analyzed this way, and we can achieve such great results.
Yes,
So
sir.
now, without wasting much time, what are your thoughts, Pradyot? How do you think coding and all these languages are going to transform our future of biological research? What's your opinion?
So obviously, coding is the present as well as the future, as we know, because we are already executing things using coding, as we move forward. Obviously, with the advancement of the computational power,
Mhm.
so we will be doing much more in terms of AI, also in terms of simulations, also where it is a computationally intense process. So that is why from the advancement of computers we will be moving forward, obviously. Okay, and I can see that our graph will be in a like steep manner. It will be growing. Okay, exponentially we will be growing by the use of coding, and every biologist can utilize that particular power and uh, like
Mhm.
could execute their research in a better way. Okay,
Right.
it doesn't matter that if you are a wet lab scientist or a wet lab researcher, so you can always utilize like dry lab as well, because nowadays hybrid paper is a thing, and which is getting more of acceptance. Okay, so
Right.
that is, yeah.
Yeah. So that's a great insight from Pradyot. Now, I would like to add certain pointers here for all our students. You should know that it is easier for you to publish papers in bio IT than core biological research or hybrid, what he said. It is easier because there's very less research happening. So even if you do the ABCD of bio IT research also, the chances of getting published is higher because there is a lack of experts in this domain. And that is what brings me to the next aspect, which is jobs. Obviously, the jobs are booming in this field, and we are seeing it. Right from biocomputers to data storage in DNA, we are looking at coding as a core of all of this. So, like we had planned earlier, so Pradyot, if you could share your screen and show us uh, some demonstration of any of the programs which you would like to show to our students so that they understand how uh, this can be used in the biotech research or biological research. Over to you.
Yes, sir.
I will add
I'm
your screen. Yeah.
sharing
Should I
my
add?
screen.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I have added your screen.
So is it
One second.
visible to everyone?
Yes,
Yes.
it is visible. Yeah.
So I will demonstrate about R basically. So R is so this is basically R Studio. What I'm demonstrating R Studio. So R Studio is another IDE. So IDE is, what is IDE in the first place? IDE is basically integrated development environment. Okay. So it can be like IDEs are used for Python as well as R. Why do we use IDE in the first place? Because ID, when you are coding an ID, it will give you a reference like what packages can be used. If you are typing any of the libraries and you type it half, it will suggest you what libraries can be used. Further debugging is there. Okay, so it will sort out the bugs. Okay, it will show you the errors. Okay, syntax error also it will be showing. So it is advised for a new coder, okay, just a budding coder, to use a IDE. Okay, and obviously so there are much more features that we can talk for an hour about it. Okay, but the main pointers are this. Okay, so this is one kind of IDE that R uses. So one is R Studio. R Commander is another one, but R Studio is the most widely used. Why is it so? Let me explain you that. Okay, because here you are getting all the information in one application, one basically UI. Okay, so how it is so? See, you are getting the console, terminal option. Okay, in this particular quadrant, you are going to write your code. Okay, and it will be executed likewise, and you will be getting the results over here. Okay, if you want to upload any of the like CSV file or any kind of file, okay, you can import datasets, and here you will be getting the options like text, Excel, okay, then SAS, and likewise. Okay, then any other kind of like file you want to upload, that also you can do. Okay, using this, then you have the options of history, connections, and likewise. Okay, and in this particular quadrant you will be presented with the files. Okay, then you can go to the packages we were talking about. You can install it from here. Okay, so one option is you go for this, type in install, and you type in the name of the package. Okay, like gg I write in, and it will be giving me like ggplot2 I want to install. I just click on this and click on install, so it will be installed. Okay, so one way is this, and there is another way that I will show you later. Okay, then coming on to, if a separate file you want to upload, that you can upload from here. Further plots, so whatever I will be like if I have a data to represent, if I run that particular code, the data will be represented over here. Okay, so this is the plot part, and you can export that particular plot. Okay, wherever you want, in form of PNG or PDF. Okay, that you can do. And there is a help column as well from the developer, so that if you are a newcomer, you want to know about what is the meaning of that particular data set or any command you want to explore, that you can do it from here. Either you can search it over here, or you can put a question mark, okay, in front of it, and run that. It will show you the same. So let me run you that. Okay, so if I'm running question mark BOD, so it is giving me that particular data set. What it is, basically it is a data set. Okay, what is the data set name? That is biochemical oxygen demand, and what it has stored in it. See, with examples also, they are giving us the information. Okay, so this is just the brief of how actually our environment looks, or our studio looks. Okay, further coming on to, if you want to add a new project, you can add it from here. Okay, so now coming on to how to visualize your data in the first place. Okay, so let's suppose I want to represent some of the data. So how do I know? There are some of the datas which are pre-stored in R. So how do I know about them? So I can run this. Okay, so it will give me a list of all the datas available, preloaded datas available in R. Okay, so I can select anyone from this. Okay, so what I have to do, I have to obviously write in data, and after that the name of that particular data. Okay, so if I run this, so it will show me that particular data. Okay, so data is loaded, but if I want to view it, obviously I have to type in the command view and then the particular data set. See, I want to view it. I have typed in view iris. So see, it is executed over here. Here you can see. Okay. And this is the iris data set. Okay. So this is also a biological data set. Okay. So like botanist can relate to it. Okay. So what it has, basically sepal length, sepal width, and then petal length, petal width, and the species. Okay. So likewise, you will be having many kind of biological data already integrated in it. Okay. So, and obviously you can upload your own. Okay. You want to upload your own data, that you can do it from import dataset. Okay. After that, coming on to installing packages. Okay. One way is this, what I have shown you. Okay. Go to packages and type in the name of that particular package. Then you can install it. Okay. And another way is, you just type in install.package and the name of that particular package and the library you want to install. Okay. So I will run this. So see, once I run that, okay, so it has start running. Okay. So you can do, so here a stop option is coming. So if you don't want to execute that, you can click on that stop and it will be stopped. Okay. So now we don't have such intentions. Okay. So we want to install that particular package. Okay. So once it is installed, you can see library is loaded. Okay. Further, if I want to utilize this particular library, what I have to do, that I will show. Before that, I will run you through if you do any syntax error. Okay. Let's suppose you have like view bod. I want to, bod is already a like a preloaded software, preloaded data set, pardon. Okay. So if I run this, it will throw me an error, could not find the function view. Why is it so? Because it is having syntax error. What kind of syntax error? It is actually case sensitive. So if I do it capital V and then run this particular thing, it will show me. Okay. See, it is showing me that particular data set, isn't it? So these things also you have to keep in mind. Okay. Further, coming on to different kind of data visualization. So we are running out of time, so I cannot explain each and every what you say command. So what you can do, you can just question mark and type in that particular command, and in this help section you'll be getting the information about the same. Okay. So let me run you through some of the data sets. So how do we represent? Let's suppose I want to plot a box plot. Okay. Box plot using what data? So data is iris, so that I have already represented. I have used this particular iris data set to represent it in a particular format. See, in this plot here you can see it is plotted in a very good fashion. Okay. So you have the captions over here. You want to export this particular thing, you can save it as image or PDF. Okay. So you want to convert it into some kind of jitter plot. Okay. So that you can also do. See, so this is the representation using a jitter plot. Obviously the fill and the colors, you can just change the color of it. Okay. So you can use this particular template and obviously change the color and the like a name of the data set, and you will be having that particular thing. Okay. A representation of that particular thing. Okay. So I hope I was able to convey what I wanted to. Okay, so that is all as of now. So if you want to know more, you have to join our sessions. Yeah.
Certainly. Thank you, Prodyot. So both the demonstrations looked complicated if you look at that for a person who is not from the coding background. But for those who felt excited, you know what it is. Coding for biologist is the fun of creating things on the top of your biological data. What if I tell you that you did some kind of data analysis and finally you have a conclusion, but you cannot back it up with regular readings? You need some kind of big data biological tools to back it up, and that is where coding will come into picture. You will be able to create custom tools and softwares, and that brings me to the last and most exciting part of today, and that is jobs. In the meanwhile, any question you have regarding coding or what is the scope and future of coding, feel free to comment in the chat section below. So let's start with the first thing. What are the types of computational research jobs which we have in the biotech and pharma sector? Over to you, Dr. Nilofer. Your mic is muted. Yeah. You need to unmute your mic. Yeah, good. Go ahead.
So, as you all know that by exploring the different coding language, definitely there is a future regarding getting a better opportunities by upgrading your skills with respect to the coding and then integrating with respect to the biological data sets, right? So a
Right.
quick, what you can say is the computational jobs which are awaiting for all of you guys. So if you just upgrade with respect to the coding, is nothing but the bioinformatics scientist. So you can call yourself as a bioinformatics scientist if you work with respect to the coding language such as Python, R, and some more are even there with respect to their analysis of the biological data. So the first is bioinformatics scientist, where you can develop the algorithms, you can perform the statistical data analysis, and also you can create the softwares and also the application for processing your the biological data. Okay. Whereas the second most important job is nothing but the computational biologist. So while working with respect to the computational approach, you can analyze your biological data starting from pre-processing and then making the curated data and then taking help of certain packages of Python as well as R, where it can process and get a very good outcomes within your data sets. Okay. Whereas the third awaiting job is regarding genomics data scientist. As you all know, guys, that there is a huge requirement of the researchers who have a very good knowledge or is the skill knowledge with respect to the dealing with respect to the genomics data analysis in the form of next generation sequencing, right? Or as the nanopore sequencing, CRISPR Cas9 techniques. So these are the emerging techniques which are available. So if
Right.
you are using this kind of coding language such as Python and R, so there is a chances that you can even call yourself as a genomics data scientist, where you have your skills with respect to analyzing the genomics data sets in the form of next generation, and then integrating with respect to the coding language, and then come up with respect to finding some novel mutations, SNP kind of mutations, okay, and then sequencing with respect to the reference genome. So that overall pipelines you can create by exploring the coding languages. Whereas
All right.
the next most important job is regarding system biology. Okay, so as you all know, guys, that the future is depend on precision medicine. So how researchers are working with respect to the drug discovery approach is to design certain precision medicine or as the personalized medicine. So if you just work with respect to the system biology approach, so you can work at a time with respect to the clinical data. It's nothing but the phenotypic data sets with respect to the genotypic information. So that is one more job which is awaiting, which is called as the system biologist. Okay. Then the chemoinformatics scientist is another one job where you can upgrade your skills with respect to the drug data sets, okay, information about the chemical data, drug data, metabolomics data analysis, and then design potential drug targets using coding, processing, or as the computational approaches. And I
Yep.
think that is all about with respect to the quick jobs about the integrating the coding languages with respect to the biological data sets. Okay.
Perfect. I think that that was one of the most comprehensive explanation of what kind of jobs exist in the sector about computational research. So now,
Yes.
Pradyot, it will be really helpful if you could bring up some names of companies which are hiring in the coding and AI/ML and bioinformatics sector, bio IT sector. Over to you.
Sure, sure. So some of my friends are working there, and some of my mentors are even in that in those particular industries. So I have come up with a list. Obviously, it is not that these are the only companies, but these are the top companies basically what I have enlisted. Okay,
Right.
so the list begin with the first one is your Strand Life Sciences. Okay, so everyone must be aware of that. Strand Life Sciences. Then we have Genotypic Technologies Private Limited. Then Schrodinger. Schrodinger is obviously working on drug biology extensively in drug biology sector. So you will be finding many tools from Schrodinger suite in drug biology. From PyMol and all are from Schrodinger only. Glide is there. Okay, so likewise, so you can be a developer over there. Okay, then MedGenome. Okay, for genomic to become a genomic scientist. Okay, further in Wipro and Accenture, Infosys. So these names are everyone aware of because this belongs to IT sector. So there what profile you can be having. So you can be having as a data scientist as well as your any kind of biological data analysis scientist, like your metabolic metabolomic data analysis, RNA-seq data analysis, whole genome or exome data analysis. Then further moving on to like microbiome data analysis and likewise. Okay, then coming on to LUC data. Okay, LUC data is another company. Then coming on to Thermo Fisher Scientific and Illumina, the pioneers in the field of biotechnology and bioinformatics as well. So further moving on to Prima's Life Sciences, like a household name in India. Okay, when it comes to biology, Prima's Life Sciences, then Biorad Technologies, then Danaher Corporation. Okay, so these are some of the companies that I have listed. So I hope
Right.
that is yeah.
Right, right. So that was pretty comprehensive. And while you were speaking, I took the opportunity to type it down and display on the screen. So I hope our audience has already seen that. So now let's look at some of the questions which our audience has asked. So quickly, let's start from the beginning. So anybody has any questions, you can. This is the time to start typing it down. Now the first question is from Gaurav, and he says, "Can I become a bioinformatician with BSc degree?" Over to the experts.
Okay, so if the BSc degree, if you're looking with plain life sciences, then I think definitely you have to little bit upgrade yourself with some coding,
Right.
because
Correct.
now informatics is not deal only with analysis of the databases or else using some softwares. You have to upgrade yourself with some coding so that you can write the overall pipelines, processing of the data accordingly. So yes, you can call yourself as a bioinformatician, but little bit you have to upgrade with the coding, and that is what we today dealing with the biotechnica, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
so one more thing I
Yeah.
just want to add on to this. So yeah,
Sure.
of course you can become a bioinformatician, but you have to upgrade, as Dr. Nilofer just mentioned. Apart from that, as per my experience goes, most of the time you will be needing a certification course. Why is it so? So certification course or internship, and likewise, why is it so? Because your HR will be asking, you should be having a certain certification that you have done this particular thing. Okay, so only upgradation for like you have done a course for like 10-15 days, that won't work. Okay, so if you have worked in a live project, okay, apart from that, if you have the certification of that, so that will be much fruitful to get you a job. Okay.
Right.
In-
Right.
yeah.
Right. So that was great, great insight from both the experts. Now I'm sharing the link in the chat box. I hope you all can see it. So this is the course which we are starting from 4th of July. Okay, that is 2 days from today. And this particular course, let me see if I can just quickly share my screen with you. So today, if you are enrolling with this, I hope my screen is visible. Yes. So today, if you are joining this course, you're getting a 30% discount. You have to add the coupon code BioCoder30. Okay. So I'll quickly type it down. So BIOCODER 30. If you use this coupon code, then you will be able to use you'll be able to get a 30% discount on the current. So you do have 3 months and 6 months project also available in coding, as well as 15 days training, and we are providing you work experience certificate, and of course certification and real-time project paper publication support. I'll show you how this works. You have to just click on buy now, and then towards the end, all you have to do is add this biocoder 30, and you will get a 30% discount on this particular course. So this particular coupon code will expire today at midnight, 12 midnight. So please make sure that you are registering for it, and after that there will be no more discounts. This is the final call for everybody. 4th July onwards, we are starting. It will be a 15 days program on training and coding, on coding, and then we will start the projects where you can work on individual projects, get work experience certificate, and also get placed into the industry. So with this, we'll come to the next question now after Gaurav. I hope, Gaurav, this answers your question. Can I use Java instead of Python? Again, Gaurav's question. Over to you guys. Instead of Python. Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to highlight a quick points that If you're good in Java, I think yes, you can proceed with that. But if you know that, if you know about the Java, then definitely the major application of using Java programming is that you can design certain pipelines, right, for the overall workflow. Or else the one more application what you can do is that you can create certain web applications for the biological data analysis. I think that is a two core application where you can use Java. But as you saw that today we have shown you that Prodyot and myself that using Python how you can go with overall data processing, starting by importing your data, then looking for the cleaning of the data sets. All the things are happening on your screen, right? So step by step you are understanding your data, and then finally you are reaching with your goals of maybe for a better visualizations, or else integrating AI and ML over there and then predicting the models. So all the things are coming in the single page basically in Python and starting
Right.
to end. So I think that is a one great application what you can get with Python.
All
So
right.
one more thing I just want to add to it. So
Please.
basically, yeah, whatever language you are comfortable in, you can utilize that. But Java and .NET are mostly used for developing web servers. Okay. So why we are using Python and R for biological data analysis? Because the libraries, we have extensive libraries which supports us to analyze biological data in a better way. Okay, so that liberty of good libraries you won't be finding in those particular languages. So that is the thing. Yeah.
Right. And libraries are everything actually. If you have the libraries, then only you can execute a lot of things within that particular package. So, yeah, without libraries, it's really tough. So, yes, that I agree with. So, next question is from Shilpi, and she's asking, क्या bioinformatics से PhD करना सही है? Is it good or is it right to do PhD in bioinformatics? Over to you guys.
Okay. So as you know that myself, I have done my PhD in the field of bioinformatics,
Right.
and while working in the bioinformatics research area, so many new things I have tried to upgrade myself. Okay, if I
Right.
just look 5 years back, where I'm working with only biological data, and now, so I can compare myself that how the PhD in the bioinformatics has really initiated me to get better insights about the data and then integrate new techniques tools over there. So I
Mm-hmm.
can suggest you highly recommended that yes, you can proceed with PhD in bioinformatics, where you
Right.
can integrate both the data is nothing but the lab data sets, as Sir has mentioned, Shekhar Sir, starting itself that from lab to laptop and then again laptop to lab. So I think that things you can achieve with bioinformatics.
Yeah, life will be a full circle once you have learned bioinformatics PhD.
And the great publications of the research is in the hybrid mode, like Pratyot
True.
have mentioned. Nothing.
Absolutely. That was a nice word Pradyot used. Use the hybrid mode of publication. Back your wet
Yes.
lab research with bioinformatics data. Publish, 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 and then you see your career will skyrocket. Completely agree with that line, Pradyot and Dr. Nilofer. So next question is from Ruma Modak, and that is, what are the opportunities if I do this after my first year of MSc Biotech? Over to you guys. After first year of MSc. Yeah.
Yes, you can execute that. Okay, no problems on that. But as you are pursuing a online MBA side by side, okay. But I would suggest you, if you are taking up a project, so you must have some dedication onto it, because if you are a newcomer, it won't be easy for you to handle a project, okay, live project. So initially you have to be dedicated enough. That is the first criteria. Yeah, it will be helpful for you as well, because when once you complete your MSc biotech, so this particular internship will be add on to your CV. Okay, so that is the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I hope that answers your question, Ruma. The next question is how AIML is used in bioinformatics by Christina.
I think in my earlier example, I've explained you that if you are going with any data set, maybe a clinical biological data or else the molecular data sets such as the gene and their expressions, okay, and then you
Right.
want to build the models such as the classification models or as the regression models. I think
Right.
there how the bioinformatics will help you by pulling the data sets from the standard databases, such as the TCJ is one of the data where you can pull the multiomics information in the form of genomics, proteomics, and so on. And then if you're pulling the data or else retrieving the data sets from the certain platforms of bioinformatics approaches, then you can start pre-processing with the entire pipelines what we have in Python as well as in the R,
Right.
because it's specifically designed for the analysis of the bioinformatics data sets. That's why the
Right.
Biopython or else the Bioconductor is a package available specifically designed to process your biological data sets. I hope that
Right.
you got.
Right. I hope that answers your question, Christina. So I can see a lot of more questions coming in. So I'll share my email ID, guys. You drop me an email, and I'll pass on these questions to our experts, and they will reply to you, and then we will publish this on our website also. Okay. So for now, this is the coupon code, and this is where you have to go. After going to btnk.org/biocoder30, you have to just add buy it now or add to cart and proceed to checkout. The course is starting from 4th of July, and you are getting a paper publication support also. So be sure to choose whichever you want. Do you want a project work or you want it only training? You can choose that. And then all you have to do is click on buy it now, and you will be redirected to the place where you have to enter the coupon code biocoder30, and then you will get a 30% discount as well. Right. So that's all about the procedure to register for this course. And now is the time to end the session, but our relationship never ends. We are right there to help you, guide you, support you, mentor you, and nurture you. And that is why here is my email ID, which you can utilize now. Even though we are ending this session, go ahead and send me an email if you have any questions related to AI/ML, bioinformatics, or coding, and I'll make sure that you receive a call back from our team who will guide you exactly on this. Okay. So now one last thing, the coupon code which I have shared, which is biocoder30, will expire tonight. So please make sure that you are registering before that. Thank you so much, everyone, and thank you, experts, for joining us today. It was wonderful interacting with both of you once again, and I'm sure that in future we will have more biocoders who would take us to successful research in the biotech industry. Like we said, lab to laptop and then back to the lab, and we build a formidable army of researchers right here in our country, India. Thank you so much, experts, and thank you. Good night,
Thank you
audience.
so
See you soon in the
much.
next one. Take care. Bye-bye. Thank you.